Welcome back to this week's episode of the Wiccan Forum. I'm Steve Pulowski.
I'm Molly Hoffman.
And I'm Robert Vecchio.
Tonight we're going to be discussing the Beltane ritual, which Robert just ran.
Yes.
Could you explain a little of Beltane and what it means?
Where do I even start? Beltane is all about the first union of the god and goddess. It's all about love and sexuality. And what we had was the maypole itself represented the masculine aspect. And the ribbons, which you see are intertwined, representing the female aspect. And the symbolism is obvious. And what I decided was usually that everybody dances around the maypole, but we had 23 people here in this small space. So what I did was, each of the different colors represent the four elements. We have yellow, red, blue, and green for the elements, and silver and gold for the goddess and the god. And everybody tied a wish for someone else on the pole. And then the 6 people, representing the elements and the god and goddess, did the maypole dance around it and merged it and binded it together. And all of these will be burned on Samhain as part of sending them to the ether. And then we have flowers at the bottom and then flowers at the top. And I decided to do it a little differently this year. And we have a red robin on top.
Nice. I thought that was a very nice touch.
Thank you. I know you're supposed to put brass balls on top and then like a flower wreath, but I decided to put my own little spin on it.
Yeah.
And I found it while I was cleaning one day, so I decided
That's
to put it
what
on.
makes a ritual so great, because you make it.
Could you explain to us how you cleansed the participants and what made you change your way of doing things?
I wanted something different. I'm always trying to change things. And I had this outside. And what I did was, this was lit. And as I told everybody before they got cleansed, was I handed them a white heart. And I told them if they were in a relationship or wanted a relationship, to put their name and the other person's name on it and throw it in the cauldron, and they had to hold it one time towards them. So that's the Beltane fire. You're supposed to jump over it, but as you can see, Molly's wearing a nice long skirt, so I didn't want to get her on fire or anything. So as the fire was going, and then as they threw it in the cauldron, I said, I cleanse you in perfect love and perfect trust. This was given to me by a very good friend. His father is Native American. It's a peacock feather, which I decided to use for the first time. So. Thank you. And these will be, all the ashes will be buried in Steve's backyard. So.
Molly was our high priestess this year, and I'd like to ask her, how did this year's Beltane differ from last year's, being she was high priestess and honored at both rituals?
Well, this year was definitely very different. There was definitely a different amount of energy this year than last year. They're both very different. I think they were both well done.
They were both exceptionally done.
They
yes.
both were exceptionally
Well,
done. But I tend to, I tend to really enjoy this one.
The only difference with my ritual is I didn't put Molly in a beautiful costume, and I'm sorry, Molly, that I didn't have time to sew it myself.
That's okay. That's okay.
So
Well,
I actually have a job.
Last year's Beltane pictures, it looks like a wedding. It looks like a Wiccan wedding, and it's so beautiful. It was so beautifully done. And you can have rituals for each Sabbath and have them be so different, but yet so beautiful and so appealing to the eye.
I went for simple and elegant over ostentatious. And then I have a statue of Aphrodite, which I called upon her. And I didn't have time to find a statue of Adonis. So I still had the silver and gold candles to represent the goddess and the god. And these were my 4 elemental candles, which, and then I had rose incense, because rose is all about
Rose
love.
is a love incense.
And my Beltane candle, which you made, by the way. Thank you very much.
I had a fun time creating Beltane candles this year, something
And
I hadn't gotten the chance to do last year.
I had roses, which I gave out to most of the women that were here. And then this particular thing, God, I hope I don't cry, was dedicated to my mom, who died 22 years ago today. So it was in memory of her, and I know she was with me, as she's with me every single day.
Absolutely.
So, and cakes and ale. I did a little bit strawberry and a piece of strawberry with either wine or cider because there were some young children.
You had May wine. It was absolutely delicious.
It was delicious. It was delicious.
And then I had oatmeal cookies for the cakes. And
how about the altar cloth? Were the turtles
well,
some significance?
Yes, the turtle. My mom loved turtles, and I found this. And pink is a very hot, romantic color.
Ooh.
And I also have the pink little border for the flowers. It just so happened that it came with
I
the
think
flowers.
it definitely made the altar look very vibrant.
Yes,
The pink. It
very
brought
much
everything
alive.
out.
Yeah.
And it was very cool.
I wasn't as sure to first use the turtles, and then I'm like, okay, my mom loved turtles, so I felt like that was an homage to her.
Well, that would be a reason why the turtles would call to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then those are. I have a napkin in here. These were all the ribbons that everybody tied on the maypole. Those were the smaller ones, which we had a problem with first because I had to make them.
Yes,
larger.
I could see where you would have a problem
Yeah.
tying those to the
Big-handed
maple.
people like myself, I really just couldn't. As I said, I wanted to keep it simple and elegant, which I think I accomplished.
In all fairness, everybody's ritual is different. It's, that's the beauty of each ritual. It's different. But it was definitely a very beautiful ritual.
Thank you. And
Could you show us your besom
Oh, sure.
and explain the meaning of why you decorated it that way?
I'm not gonna lie. I originally made this for Yule, and it was
Okay.
green and red, and then I decided to take. I had red beads hanging, and then I decided to make them more maypole-ish, and I included red and white, which were the colors
God and Goddess.
for the god and goddess.
Right.
And I won't tell you what they symbolize. You can look it up online. Because I don't know if I'm supposed to say that word. And then the flowers are, if you notice, these are the same flowers that are on top of the maypole. So I reincorporated it with that.
It's very nice.
Your
And they're
rituals are
chosen.
always in sync.
Yes.
Thank you.
From beginning to end, they're always perfect.
I have a tendency, I was brought up that attention to detail. So all this week has been hectic. I had an initiation yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations, Marjorie, Diane D, Diane P, and
Yay.
Kim. Hi, welcome to the family.
Congratulations.
So I had that, and then this.
It's a lot to worry about.
Yeah, even though I've done rituals before, this was special because for my mom and everything. So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
even though rituals all have the same basic format, the same basic steps that go into it, they're always different, and it's always a little bit different when you officiate something that's just a little different, because you have to remember how you change something to make it yours again, and it makes it a little more
you still get
complicated.
that nervous feeling right here every time you run a ritual. It'll never go away.
And
When
when you
everybody
see-
started showing up, I was like, oh my god, I'm never getting through this.
When you pull up to the shop and you see 20 people outside the shop, you go, oh my god, this is going to be wild tonight.
Well, yeah, I had all of this outside
Mhm.
because I didn't want to do a Beltane fire in here, and it was complete darkness when everybody answered. So
Wow.
it was really nice. I'm happy at the way it's ended. I'm so happy it's over with.
You must feel relieved now that it's over, but it's such a
My lower half of
sense
my
of-
body is complete tiredness from dancing around this pole.
but you must feel such accomplishment. For,
Yes,
you know.
I do. It's,
Well, you should have tried holding up the ribbon while 20 people walked around you.
And if you notice, that's why I didn't make Molly and I to come to that, because I didn't want to be the sucker that
held up
stood
the
it
ribbon.
There, so I knew my arm was going to be tired. So,
But
I had fun doing it. I wish everybody a happy and blessed Beltane. So.
yes, blessed Beltane.
Blessed Beltane, and may the gods preserve the craft.
Yes.